shouldn't say, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It's done. All praise.
Mexican brothers getting shot in their own driveway in front of their kids. All of these are the beginning of sorrow, right? We believe these things. We come out here every week to show our faith.
Come out here and stop you? Did we come out here to talk to you? Did we come out here to talk to you? No, we came out here to talk to our people. We came out here to spread love to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Same people, your people.
Hey, bro, you got a question? What's your nationality, bro? You're Mexican? You ever heard you're an Israelite? Like, what? Are you Mexican on your father's side? Both sides? Are they indigenous to Mexico?
Yeah,
They're from Mexico? Alright. You ever heard, huh? Alright. So, you ever heard that Mexicans are God's chosen people? Like, I mean, in the sense of, he has a chosen, you ever heard that God has a specific people that he chose himself?
I heard somewhere. It's not just Mexicans, though, right?
No, it's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So it's so-called black man and so-called Hispanic man. When I say Hispanic, it's for indigenous, right? So there are Hispanics that come from Spain that aren't included in this. You know what I'm saying? Native Americans, Central and South America, they had indigenous people that lived there before the conquistadors came. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know about the TIJUANA Indians or Arawak people. Okay, that's all cool. That's all right. But the Aztecs, you know about the Aztecs, right? Aztecs, Mayans, like these people, well, in that land before the conquistadors came by. You know what I'm saying? The conquistadors literally did what the white man did to so-called black men. You know what I'm saying? Put us on slave ships. You know what I'm saying? Literally wiped away our heritage, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. So the Most High, He has a chosen people. Let me get Deuteronomy 7. Because a lot of people they don't have this understanding. Yeah, I know. So a lot of people don't have an understanding that the Most High has a chosen people that He chose. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is always taught, or they think about what somebody else told them, right? You know, you go into the Christian church, the Catholic church, they'll tell you that we're all God's children, and He loves us all. You know what I'm saying? But when you read the scriptures, you get an understanding of what's being said. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6.
Right.
For thou art an holy people.
Right. When it says holy, you are a separate people, right? Go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Right.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee.
Have chosen you. Go ahead.
To be a special people.
To be a special people, right? Go ahead.
Unto himself.
Unto himself, right? Go ahead.
Above all people.
Above all people. Go ahead.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Right, so he's literally telling this group of people that I chose you, you're mine, you know what I'm saying? You're set apart from all these other people, you know what I'm saying? And you're better than these people because of what I'm gonna be doing for you. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, he did create everything, you know what I'm saying? But I just lost my train of thought. But you know what I'm saying? He has a chosen people, right? And he does things for these people. He gave those people the law, statutes, commandments. He gave the Israelites. He gave the Israelites law, statutes, commandments to do and to keep and to follow, right? It's literally our culture. You know what I'm saying? Our way of life. You know what I'm saying? How you treat your brethren, what and what not to eat. Civil laws. You got a precept? Go ahead.
First Chronicles, chapter 16 verse 17, and have confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel
Right, go ahead.
for an everlasting covenant.
For an everlasting, Oh, I got you. Go ahead.
Verse 22, say, touch not my anointed.
Touch not my anointed, right? You see that word right there, anointed? So when you go into the word, so Mexican comes from the word Mexica, right? So the word Mexica literally means anointed, right? So our people, his people are anointed. So when you see that word Mexican, it actually means something. You know what I'm saying? But it's literally the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? It's derived from Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Keep going in that.
And do my prophets
Right, go ahead.
no harm.
Do my prophets no harm. Now it's talking about his servants. You know what I'm saying? Those people that go out and to warn the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we're out here doing. We're out here warning our people. We're telling them who they are according to the Bible because they don't know. You don't know. You've never heard this before, right? I mean, you may some people may have heard somewhere before. You know what I'm saying? Before I became some truth. I heard of somebody called Mashiach. I didn't even know that was Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's just the Hebrew word for Christ, and Christ means anointed, right? I had no idea that's what this was talking about. But slowly but surely, the Most High woke me up, you know what I'm saying, and brought me into this truth, you know what I'm saying? And this is what we out here doing for our people. We're fishing for men. We're literally telling our people that don't know who they are according to the Bible, who they are according to the Bible. Because we all have a biblical nationality, you know what I'm saying? And you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're special unto the Most High, you know what I'm saying? So us being that, we gotta keep and do what he wants us to do. Let me get on. Oh, there's more? You know what? Yeah. Let me get Deuteronomy, not Deuteronomy, it's like Genesis 49, and then we can get First Chronicles. Because just to bring out something, just to give you a further understanding about your people, right? Because actually start at 1, and then go down to Issachar.
Genesis chapter 49 and 1.
Right, go ahead.
And Jacob called unto his sons.
Now Jacob, right? Jacob is our forefather, right? His name was changed into Israel, so therefore his children were called the Israelites. Go ahead.
And said, gather yourselves together,
right?
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
In the last days, right? So a lot of people may think, you know what I'm saying, and this is facts, we are living in the last days. You know what I'm saying? But this is just, it's basically saying a future prophecy, right? This is what it will befall you in the last days, pertaining to his sons, right? And this is for the tribe of Issachar, right? Go ahead.
Issachar is a strong ass.
Right, it's a strong ass, right? You know, donkeys, you know the word for, you know, ass is a donkey, right? Now, a donkey is a very hard worker, right? We know this. We know Mexicans are very hard workers. People may have jokes and whatever, you know, say whatever they want about Mexicans and have their little stupid jokes. But our Mexican brethren, they're very hard workers. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the white man says, you know what I'm saying? They may poke jokes or whatever. We don't care. We understand. We have an understanding of what this is about, right? So we know our Mexican brethren are hard workers, just like the donkey or the ass, right? Go ahead.
Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two birds.
Now, when it says couching down between two birds, like I said, this is a future prophecy, right? So when you look at Mexico right now, even though Mexico was their land was further up, even in Texas and Arizona and, you know, southern parts of California, right? They inhabited that land. It wasn't until the so-called white man came and pushed them down, right? So when it says couching down between two burdens, you see America, and then you have Mexico, and then you have South America, right? So there's two burdens, right? There's America and then there's South America, and Mexico dwells in between those. So that's that burden, right? Go ahead.
And he saw that rest was good.
Right, so he saw that rest was good. I don't know if you've ever heard of siesta, right? The Mexicans, and siesta is similar to the Sabbath day. So not only are they hard workers, but this day of siesta they would use to rest. You know what I'm saying? And even throughout the day, like noontime, they'll just they'll rest from working because they're hard workers, right? Go ahead.
And bowed his and the land that it was pleasant.
Right, and the land that was pleasant, right? So like I said, they used to have all this land until the white man came pushing them down to where they are right now. Go ahead.
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
And bold and Slocky. Say that again, Slocky.
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
And bowed his shoulder to bear. Like he dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? He's got his own, Mexico, man. A lot of people want to flee America and go to, well, listen, when it comes to like criminal, like you see in the movies, people want to go to Mexico and they're free from, territory of, police that, whatever, anyways. But they have their own land, right? Go ahead.
And became a servant unto tribute.
Right, so they became a servant unto tribute. And this has to do with the conquistadors, right? The Aztecs and Mayans, indigenous Mexicans, they didn't speak Spanish until the conquistadors came, right? The same thing like what happened with us. When we went on them slave ships, we didn't speak English. It wasn't until we came to the Americas and the Caribbean, to Europe, to South America, until we started speaking these other languages like English. There's a very large population of Negro in Brazil. They speak Portuguese. You know what I'm saying? Right? Oh yeah, First Chronicles.
Spanish too.
Yeah, that's what I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so the conquistadors, they're from Spain. When they came to South America, right, and raped, robbed, and murdered, pillaged, plundered, did they thing, they also beat their religion, which is Catholicism, right? Beat their language onto the people, right? Because you see a lot of Issachar, a lot of Mexicans, man, they're Catholic. You know what I'm saying? And they speak Spanish. Spanish is a European language. You know what I'm saying? That's from Spain. These people speak a language that they never been in, just like in Haiti. The French came and they literally used these people. They literally did the same thing, right? Haitians don't speak. Their language wasn't French. So right now, a lot of Haitians they speak French, but they speak a broken version of French, which is Creole. You know what I'm saying? This is the language that they speak. And even if you ask like Haitians that live or were raised in Haiti, if you even spoke French, it was frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Just because of what happened, right? But you guys never spoke Spanish, right? That was the language of the conquistadors when they came and they you know what I'm saying, used you for your resources, right? And not just you. There's the Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Central and South America in general, man. You know what I'm saying? They speak Spanish. The prominent language is Spanish. You know what I'm saying? That's not because of coincidence. That's just because the goddamn devil, which is the so-called white man, and the Spaniards are so-called white people, right? The French are so-called white people, right? They went to these places, you know what I'm saying, and they pitched their stupid ass flag, right? They call it theirs, you know what I'm saying? Just like America goes off into other nations and they have their embassies. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that. You don't see Iraq embassy in America or whatever, right? You don't see these other countries with their embassies in America, but America has these embassies all over the place. Right. And this is slack. I'm rambling. But you know what I'm saying? This is the thing that we've come to realize about what's going on with the Bible, with what we see pertaining to our people. right? The scriptures that are in the Bible, they pertain to the curses that are in the Bible pertain to a certain people. Let me get Deuteronomy 28.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee.
Right? Now all these curses will come upon us because we didn't listen to what the Most High told us to do, right? So we're his special people. He gave us laws and commandments for us to do. We didn't listen to him. So therefore he's punishing us, right? Go ahead.
And overtake thee.
Alright, and overtake thee, go ahead.
Till thou be destroyed.
Till you be destroyed. So you're destroyed to the point where you don't know who you are anymore. You're speaking another language that's not your own, right? You're following gods and religions of other nations, right? We're supposed to follow and keep the laws and commandments. We're supposed to worship the Most High. That's it. We're not supposed to be worshiping some damn fake depiction of Christ or other people's gods. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go into
because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Right, it's like, go ahead. It's like, read 49. That's what it was.
49.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Right, so the Most High will bring a nation against us from far. So when you guys were dwelling in your land, just in America, obviously you were just in America dwelling here, right? Native Americans also, so-called blacks also. There was a nation that came from far. These people came from Europe, right? Different parts of Europe, right? With their slave ships and they're all in their madness, right? Go ahead, we keep going.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flying.
Now, when you think about the eagle, right? What do you think about the eagle? What comes to mind when you think about the eagle? Just asking. It's a representative, right? It's so it's good. So the eagle, when you look at these particular European nations, in America also, what's the national bird for America? It's the eagle, right? It's on the damn pole of the American flag. When the flag, it's got the pole, it's right on top, right? This is literally speaking about so-called white people, right? Even when you look at Spain, they have an eagle on their flag also. And even when you look at the flag in Mexico, there's an eagle there also, right? But that's
all European countries.
All European countries, right? And this is the reason why they have that So when Spain came, right, that was their image, right? The eagle is the animal that they that represents them. This is just basically prophecy, right? The Europeans, the Spaniards, the conquistadors, when they came to Mexico at that time, where the Aztecs dwelt, right? They literally came from far. Keep going to the next slide.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Right, so when they came from Europe, came into Mexico, the Aztecs, right, they didn't speak Spanish at that time. They spoke a dialect of Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And this is proven through history and archaeology. You know what I'm saying? They spoke a dialect of Hebrew. Keep going.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flight. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance.
Of fierce countenance, right? Go ahead.
Which shall not regard the person of the old,
right,
nor show favor to the young.
Right, so they didn't care if you were old, if you were young, man, woman, child, whatever. They didn't give a damn, right? All they wanted was what they wanted for their personal gain. So if it meant to kill you and to put you into slavery, chains, if it meant to destroy your people, or just take you for your resources, this is what they did. And this is what the so-called white man did also. I mean, they're all Europeans are just, they're all so-called white men. But just in general, for like this, the conquistadors, right? This is what they did, and this is what happened to your people, right? Now, just to give you another thing about, let me get that in First Chronicles 12. Some more prophecy, right? Or it's a blessing that your people, right? Now, the word Aztec, right? Because a lot of Mexicans, they know about Aztecs and Mayans, you know what I'm saying? But Aztecs in general, it doesn't mean it, Azteca, right? So when you look at it, it's like I said, they spoke a dialect of Hebrew. So the word Azteca has a meaning. You got that for me?
Got it. First Chronicles, chapter 12, verse 32.
Right.
And of the children of Issachar.
Right, go ahead.
Which were men that had understanding of the times.
Right, so they had an understanding of the times. Right, so the word Azteca literally means people of the time. Right. They had an understanding of the stars. They would look into the sky and they would and they would navigate. You know what I'm saying? So this, and even if you look at the Mayan calendar, like the people, like the Mayans, they had a big, understanding of time. But the Azteca literally means people of time, right? And that's one of your blessings. That's just the tribe of Issachar in general, right? Is there more than that?
To know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200.
Right. So this is a blessing or a gift that the Issachar had. You know what I'm saying? So they would be able to navigate. Now, do you know that you were somewhere else, your people, along with the Native Americans or just Native in general, came to this country? You know what I'm saying? That you guys weren't here before the so-called white man came, and you guys were here when the so-called white man and came and they did what they did, but you guys came here from somewhere else, right? And you use that gift of reading the stars, right, and navigating. Not only that, but the Most High led you here too, right? Well, yeah, I mean, you've been here, but you were somewhere else before you came to the Americas. You know what I'm saying? Along with the natives, right? The natives, they like to talk about the Bering Strait. Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. The Bering Strait, right? They say that it connected from, was it Asia?
Yeah, like Russia
to Alaska, Slovakia. It was from Russia to Alaska, like this ice bridge. That's what they call it. They call it an ice bridge, but there's literally no proof of that. It's pure speculation. It's theory. You know what I'm saying?
58.8 miles or something like that.
That's you know what I'm saying? That's and even when you look it up and you see you bring up the history and you try to get information about it, it's all theory. You know what I'm saying? They don't actually know. You know what I'm saying? It's just speculation.
Also, that is what about Pottery.
What? Yeah, go ahead and say it.
Okay. So the reason you know the Bering Strait is a lie. One is because the further south you go, the older the pottery and the archaeology. You know what I'm saying? So the older that things are means what? That's where civilization started over here and migrated north, south to north. You get what I'm saying? Not because Bering Straits, you would be around the Alaska area, coming down to from Russia to Alaska, I believe. So that's where you would get that from. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So like my brother just said, there's Aztec artifacts on the east coast of the Americas. You find a lot of like he was saying about the pottery, a lot of artifacts, right? A lot of it's a lot of they have a lot of Hebrew background to them. You know what I'm saying? You find a lot of it even in America. You know what I'm saying? So with that type of information, you know that the people that dwelt in this land had some type of understanding. Either they spoke the language or they were all these people that they either spoke the language or they had they were literally of these people. So when you go to like New Mexico, right? The Lost Lunar Stone? The Lost Lunar Stone, right? There's a stone in New Mexico that has the ancient Paleo Hebrew basically stamped in the stone, right? Huh? Yeah, carvings. It's literally the Hebrew language carvings, like the Ten Commandments, right? Also, it's got the Most High's name carved into that stone also. So that's giving you clear understanding, evidence that the people that dwelt in this land had some type of Hebrew origin.
Is that the oldest language?
It's pretty old. I mean, I'm not off the top of my head. I don't know if it's the oldest language, but there are the oldest written. There's a lot of languages that derive from Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people may not know, but the Japanese language is derived from Hebrew also. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Arabic. As one brother just said. He said Arabic also. Slack. What did I have you hold on? No, what are you talking about?
I got second.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah, so
start at 40.
These are 10 tribes.
Yeah.
So, like I was telling you earlier, like you guys were here when the so-called white man came, but you guys came from somewhere else. And there's evidence in the Bible about the northern kingdom coming from one part of the earth to another part, right? Go ahead.
Second Ezra, chapter 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
Right. So at this time, the nation of Israel was broken up into two kingdoms. There was the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, right? So the southern kingdom was basically Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? And the rest was what you see on this chart right here, right? So this nation, right? I mean, this kingdom, the northern kingdom, went into servitude and captivity under the Assyrians, right? Go ahead.
Out of their own land, in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive,
right, go ahead,
and carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
Right, go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves,
right, go ahead,
that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Right, so they were in this captivity. They came, they were like, yo, we need to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let's leave these damn heathens. Right, go ahead.
And go forth into a further country.
Right, go ahead.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Right. So when you look at the scriptures, right, you got got, it literally shows you, excuse me, it's Africa, what is known as Africa now, quote unquote, the Middle East, Europe, you know what I'm saying, and certain parts of, like Russia and stuff like that. So like I said, the Western Hemisphere wasn't known about in this time, but this is talking about the Northern Kingdom. They're leaving, you know, the captivity of the heathen to go find another country. Keep going.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right. So if you look at certain cultures, right, of native, Central and South American indigenous people, they had customs basically lining up with the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They kept Sabbath days. They ate clean foods. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to go to another country and keep the Most High's laws. Right? Go ahead.
And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the rivers. For the Most High then showed signs for them.
Right. So you know how we said Issachar, one of their gifts is understanding the stars and stuff, right? So the Most High showed them signs, right, for them to know where to go, where to navigate. You know what I'm saying? How to get up out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go.
Right, so from where they were to where they were going to end up, it took a long time, right? Go ahead.
Name of a year and a half.
A year and a half. Literally took them a year and a half to get from the captivity of the where they were at in Assyria to this new land, right? It's going to name this new land. Go ahead.
And the same region is called Arsur.
Right, so this region is called Arsur. It's literally the Americans. You know what I'm saying? So when you see natives, when you see indigenous Central and South Americans, these people were here. You know what I'm saying? They spoke a dialect of Hebrew. They kept the customs of, you know, of our forefathers. But they kind of fell off a little bit because they started going into idolatry and basically spiritual whoredom, which is worshiping other gods. And we know for a fact Native Americans, they love to worship everything, like, you know, the sun, the moon, the sky, animals, things of that nature. We're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Animals, bro, in general. You're not supposed to be doing any of that, right? So when you read in the other tribes what's going to happen to them in the latter days, you know what I'm saying, you see what happens to them because they weren't keeping the Most High's laws. Just to keep it like plain and simple, they weren't keeping the Most High's laws, so therefore they were getting punished, right? So this is what happened, right? You guys came from the Western Hemisphere. I mean, the Eastern Hemisphere to the Western Hemisphere, right? You dwelt in the Americas. You wanted to do and keep the Most High's laws, but at some point you guys fell off, right? So therefore the Most High punished you. So this is like, let me get Deuteronomy 20 and 15, right? Because let me get 1 and then we jump to 15. Because like I said, we have to keep the Most High's laws, keep the faith, right? He warned us. He warned us if we would keep his laws, we'd be blessed, right? If we didn't, we'd be cursed. Go ahead, read that one.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high
Right.
above all nations
Right.
of the earth.
Right. So just like we brought in Deuteronomy 7, right? You know what I'm saying? He chose us to be a special people above all nations, right? But there's a, you know what I'm saying? There's that's the word I was looking at. There's a stipulation, right? We got to keep the Most High's laws for us to be at that state. If not, read 15, Brother Michelle.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. So listen, if we were to do the Most High's laws, we'd be at the top of the food chain right now. Right. And if we didn't, we'll be under the curses, and that's what's going on right now. We're under the curse, and that's what happened to the native and the indigenous Hispanics that were dwelling in the Americas at that time, right? They fell away from the Most High, from keeping His laws, statutes, commandments, right? They went into idolatry, and this is what happened, right? The so-called white man came. They literally massacred the natives, right? The conquistadors came and did the same thing with the natives that lived in Central and South America. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what we're trying to do, what we're out here doing is tell our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that the God's chosen people, they got to keep the Most High's laws, keep the faith in the Son. Let me get Revelation 14. These are they that keep and do my love. They do and keep the faith. So we're
14 and 12. Right?
Yeah, kind of.
Revelations.
All right, now this is the last book of the Bible, right? Go ahead.
Chapter 14, verse 12.
Right.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Not the saints of the Israelites, right? Go ahead.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God,
right,
and the faith of Jesus.
So we got to keep the commandments of the Most High and keep the faith in His Son, right? Let me get keep the Most High's law and keep the faith in the Son that died for us, because everybody likes to think Christ died for everybody, but He died for the Israelites, for the sins for the Israelites.
Only.
You know what I'm saying? Only. And that's it. Point blank, period. Right? Go ahead. Now, this is just something that, this is just what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? As an Israelite. Right? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Right. What does the Most High require of you? Right? Go ahead.
But to fear the Lord thy God,
right,
to walk in all His ways,
walk in all His ways, right? Go ahead.
and to love Him,
To love Him, right?
and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments
Right.
of the Lord and His statutes,
Right.
which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy good. Let me get one of them. So, if we fear the Most High, we're going to be keeping His laws and His commandments. If we love Him, do you know how to love the Most High? A lot of people like to throw around the word like they love. God is love. But do they know what it is according to the Bible? Do you know how to love the Most High?
Is it being thankful?
Huh?
Is it being thankful, grateful?
Well, I mean, not a little bit, but I'm gonna just to be specific, we're gonna give you the answer through the scriptures, because this is how you love the Most High.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God,
Right?
that we keep His commandments,
That we keep His commandments, right?
and His commandments are not grievous.
His commandments aren't grievous. So They're around about 613 laws, right? Commandments that the Most High gave the children of Israel, right? We have to keep and to do these laws. Now, there's some that we can't do at this moment for specific reasons. You know what I'm saying? But those that we know about, like I was bringing out earlier, like we have dietary laws, and how we treat our brethren, right? We got to keep and do these laws. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain foods that we can't eat. There's certain let me get Fringes on.
Is it because of the times?
Huh?
Is it because of the times?
What do you mean, Salaki? I mean, can you
Is it because of the time?
Oh, well, okay. Yes and no. There's laws that pertain to women. There's laws that pertain to men, right? There are sacrificial laws that we can't obtain, we can't do right now, simply because we don't have a temple, right? We just don't have a temple, and people are like, well, why don't you just build one? Well, listen, man, we can't, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a scripture that specifies Most High has to, you know what I'm saying, go about telling us to build this temple and how to build a temple, right? So there are certain laws that, you know, pertain to us. I mean, all the laws pertain to us, but like I said, some are for men, some are for women. You know what I'm saying? Some we can't even do right now, simply because we don't have a temple to do them in, right? So when it comes to those that we can keep, let me get Judges 5 and 11. You know what I'm saying? So there are commandments that we can keep, like for instance, right? All the akim you see right here, we have fringes, right? We have fringes on our garment, right? These are just one type of fringes that we you know have to wear on our garment, right? Some brothers have what are called tzitzits or tassels, right? You wear those either or. You know what I'm saying? This is just a commandment that we have to do according to the Most High. I mean, I'm gonna get to that. Oh yeah. Yeah, my brother brought up a point that the Mexicans, right? They, you know, ponchos, you know, the ponchos that they wear, those have fringes on them. You know what I'm saying? If you look at those, they have similar to this. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, right? So they like I said, it's a custom that they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's signs that show us that these people were Israelites or are Israelites. Read that for me, Baba.
Judges chapter 5 verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing waters,
right?
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
Right. So this place where it's talking about of archers and drawing water, right? This is literally America where we're in, where we're at right now. Those archers are literally the missiles that are going to be coming to destroy America. You know what I'm saying? The running water is just America, right? It's just where we're at right now. So even though we're under the foot of the so-called white man, because this is his kingdom, right? You know what I'm saying? His trash laws and the judicial system and all that other madness, right? He runs everything. He runs the world in general. But here we're at. Yeah, go ahead. Read that again. We have to rehearse these righteous acts, man.
They are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing waters. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord,
right?
Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Right. So just like we did and kept the laws in Israel, just we got to do the same here, right? So for like I was gonna say, one of the laws that we have to keep is a friend. So not only that, you know, there's, like I said, there's dietary laws. You know what I'm saying? We can't eat certain foods like pork. Can't eat pork. If you're gonna eat fish, they have to have fins and scales, right? Anything that's in the water, you gotta have fins and scales. Anything else is an abomination, right?
You saying it's like plant-based?
No, not at all. No. There's clean animals. You know what I'm saying? Cows are clean. There's like buffalo, chicken, turkey, you know what I'm saying?
Lamb, goat.
Yeah, lamb, goat, you know what I'm saying? Venison, you know what I'm saying? These animals are clean according to the scriptures. And like I would say, with anything that's in the waters, rivers and seas, they gotta have fins and scales. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't have fins and scales, don't touch it. Shrimp, crab, lobster, squid, oyster, all that madness. You can't shellfish, you can't eat that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Is it a preference to eat meat?
Yeah, it's a preference. You don't have to. Like this brother right here, he doesn't eat meat. You know what I'm saying? That's fine.
We do gotta eat it once a year.
Yeah, so when it comes time for Passover, you know what I'm saying? You have to eat lamb. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, if you do your vegan or vegetarian diet, you know what I'm saying? Totally fine. But there's certain, like I said, and Passover is a high holy day that we have to keep in the do, and we have to eat that lamb. You know what I'm saying?
It's symbolic.
Exactly. It is very symbolic.
Take you
Read this.
What you got first?
Numbers, chapter 15 and 38.
Now, this is pertaining to our fringes, right? Go ahead.
Speak unto the children of Israel,
Right.
and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Right. Throughout our generation. So we're supposed to be doing this forever. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Right. So you see, we got a ribbon of blue, right? Some brothers that are wearing, like this brother right here, has got the red fringes with the blue, right? No matter what, it don't matter what color the fringe is, you know what I'm saying? That ribbon of blue, that ribbon has to be blue. You know what I'm saying? So you can have that on your shirt, on the bottom of your shirt, right? And there's a reason why, too, guys.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it,
Right.
and remember all the commandments.
It's a remember. It's a type of remember thing. So you may be going throughout your day, and you see something, or you may be about to do something or whatever, and you know you brush a good, you know, oh damn, can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's a reminder. You know what I'm saying?
Like road rage or something.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying, like. You know, there's a lot of things I can name, but you know, it's a reminder for us not to walk contrary of the Most High's laws.
You mean like the golden rule?
Well, yeah, I mean the Most High's laws are the rules. Like they are the golden rules. So this is just one of many. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Deuteronomy 22:12. So like just like we brought up with the fringes. The tassels also, like how this brother got the tassels on the four corners right here, those are also fringes also, you know what I'm saying? You can wear those, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 12. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself.
Right, so on our garments, wherever you wear your shirt, brothers wear it on their, on their belt loops or whatever, right? Four corners, excuse me. You know, it's a fringe. You can either wear the tassels or you can rock the fringes. You know what I'm saying? Either or is fine. Some brothers wearing both, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Let me get actually let me see.
You gotta get rid of the earrings.
What? Oh, you got the cross on those earrings? Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna say you're bowing down and you're praying to those crosses or whatever, but the cross is a form of idolatry, right? It's idolatry. Like people, okay, so like you know how people wear crosses around their neck. They may not think that some people wear it for fashion. Some people wear them for the fact that they think that it keeps them safe, right? So this is like a form of idolatry, right? So the cross is like, you know what I'm saying? Some people would be like, oh my gosh, keep me safe, or they'll have the rosary. Like I work at a car dealership. They have rosary beads like in their car. You know what I'm saying? Like they would use I know for a fact. They use it. To them, it's a form of protection, and that's idolatry. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people,
Right.
from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods.
Right. So just like I talked about the natives and the Central and South Americans, right? They went into idolatry. They started worshiping the man, the beast, the animals, the sky, all that stuff, right? But it's talking about we would go into other nations and serve other gods, right? When we went into captivity, also we would start to serve other gods. But it's gonna be specific with this scripture right here. Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known,
Right.
even wood and stone.
Now, wood and stone, the cross. The cross is what? Wood, right? And stone is pertaining to the cobblestone that the Muslims pray to, right? Which is basically a damn meteorite, right? They go out to Mecca. They pray. You know what I'm saying? They go out to Mecca. They think that putting their hand on that stone is gonna relieve them of their sins. Basically, they trying to. It's a quote unquote broke down version of Yahweh Shai, right? And they think it's that their sins are gone, right? That's a form of idolatry. When people go into church and they bow down to that cross, they may have the cross with the false Christ on there, right? And they praying to that. That's idolatry. You know what I'm saying? Let me get. Yeah, we're not supposed to worship Christ. Yeah, we don't worship Christ. Like Christ, like I brought out earlier, you weren't here, but Christ says that we have to worship the Most High. Like, huh? Yeah. Well, the most. Yes, he is a God, but he's the Most High, right? He is the Most High God. Okay, that's fine. John 4:23. But yeah, kind of. Yeah, you can bring that out so you can get an understanding. Because despite what a lot of people say or think or whatever, we're not supposed to worship Christ. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to worship the Most High. And Christ himself said it out of his own mouth what we're supposed to worship.
John chapter 4 verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Right. For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
Right, so Yahweh Shai is saying that we're supposed to worship the Most High in spirit and in truth, right? And the Most High, he's looking for those people that are to worship him. We're not supposed to worship the Son. Let me get so you can finish it off. Let me get was it Matthew 4?
God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Matthew 4:10.
Yeah,
Matthew chapter 4 verse 10. Then saith Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only.
And him only.
Shalt thou worship, shalt thou serve.
Right, let me get Exodus 20. So we're supposed to worship the Most High. He's the one that gave us the laws. He's the one that punishes us for going off. You know what I'm saying? And he would bless us if we were to keep his commandments, right? Now, and this right here, this is part of the commandments, but this is specifically the commandments the Most High Himself gave the children of Israel, which is the 10 Commandments, right? Read that.
What you want?
Oh,
slides 20 and 3.
Yeah, kind.
Exodus chapter 20 and 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Any graven image, right? Now that's making things with your hand, whether it be of wood and stone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above,
Right.
or that is in the earth beneath.
Right. So we can't be making idols. We can't make idols. We can't bow ourselves to these idols and worship these idols and think that they're gonna protect us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, right? So when it's talking about anything, literally anything, we can't worship anything. Images, like, you know what I'm saying?
He said the Most High is the Spirit.
Yeah, the Most High is a spirit. I mean, he is also he is a being. He is a being, but he is also a spirit. He gives the spirit out to people. You know what I'm saying? Like I brought out earlier that he gave an evil spirit to one of the kings, right? But he gave his spirit to King David, but to Saul he gave him an evil spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's two sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, he does good and he does bad. He does everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta worship the Most High to stay on his good side. Because literally the Most High could just either destroy us at any time. You got a question?
Yeah, so you said you made good and bad?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So is it really bad?
Huh?
Or is it really good?
What?
Does that make sense? Like if he made both good and bad,
Right.
then he made it for a purpose, right? So is it
Well,
really
yeah.
good and bad?
What is well, that's the thing, right? Because everybody likes to think God is, like I said earlier, God is just love. So he's not gonna be. So when we tell people God hates, God does evil, right? Right. Yeah. 45:17. Yeah. Kind of bring that up.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17, or verse 7. I form the light and create darkness.
Right. I form the light and I create darkness. Right. Go ahead.
I make peace and create evil.
Peace and evil. Right. Go ahead.
I, Yahweh, do all these
The
things.
Most High Yahweh does all these things. And when we say Yahweh, that's the Most High's name. You know, he that exists. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Prophets 11.
So is he trying to create a balance?
We're gonna get into that right now. That's the spirit. We're gonna get that right now.
Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
Right, a false balance is an abomination unto the Most High. Right, so the Most High just can't be all love all the time. You know what I'm saying? He can't be all, you know what I'm saying? He can't just kill and not make anything alive. He can't just have life like everybody just, 30, I was gonna bring that up. The Most High, you know what I'm saying? He deals with balance. You know what I'm saying? You see so-called white man and his so-called justice system, right? What do they have? They have like that scale, right, where it deals in balance. So-called white man is wicked as all hell. There ain't no balance in him. Like his justice system is BS. You know what I'm saying? It's not topping the Most High because there's loopholes in the so-called white man's justice system, and he'll lean to one side for specific reasons and lean to the other for specific reasons. The Most High is not the Most High is not a respecter of persons. So regardless if you're rich, regardless if you're poor, if you do wrong, you do wrong. If you do good, you do good, and you're gonna get punishment for either or. You know what I'm saying? For what you've done. Bring that out, slide.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and 19. I call heaven heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing.
All right, blessings and curses, right? Like we talked about in Deuteronomy 28. If you do what I tell you to do, you be blessed. If you don't do, you be cursed. Go ahead.
Therefore choose life,
right,
that both thou and thy seed may live.
Right. So if we're doing the Most High's commandments, it's going to benefit us, and it's going to benefit our child also. So we also got to teach our child, you know what I'm saying, to do and to keep these laws. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that we got to do throughout our generation, right? And you know what I'm saying, and that's the gist of it. You know what I'm saying? You see, this brother got, you know, he's got crosses on his neck. He probably don't even know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying?
I think we talked to him.
He looked familiar, but yeah, man, like these we just gotta fall out of that idolatry, man. Like the crosses, it's literally a weapon. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing good about wearing the cross. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, if Yahushua got shot with a gun, centuries down the line, are you gonna have like brothers and sisters wearing a gun to commemorate Yahushua because he got killed with the gun, or he got hit by a car or something like that? That's madness, bro. So people wearing crosses to remember, oh, it's for Christ. Like this man was literally. Let me get Acts 5. Let me get Acts 5.
29.
Yeah.
Acts chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
Right, go ahead.
The God of our fathers raised up Jesus,
Right.
whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
Right, so it's talking about being hanged on a tree. He was hanged on the cross, right? The cross is literally a murder weapon. You know what I'm saying? Killed Yahushua, killed our Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if you look back, like the cross is literally a Babylonian it's a symbol for Tammuz. Right.
So ancient Babylonian god. His mother is where you get the name Easter from, and his father was Nimrod. Nimrod is spoken of in the Bible. He was an evil and wicked man, a heathen man. And there's actually a depiction. As a matter of fact, watch this. Come here real quick.
Good eye.
This is an ancient depiction of Nimrod long before Christ ever lived and died. Look what he got on his chest right there. Cross. That's where it comes from.
And that's literally just a weapon that the Romans used. That they not, and it wasn't nothing special, specifically for Christ, for him to die on. They've been crucifying people, man. You know what I'm saying? They've been using the cross to crucify people, to kill them.
There was people crucified at his left and his right.
Exactly, yeah. So literally it was just, it's like, and when it says being hung on the tree, who does that bring to mind? Who are hung on trees? Black people, Hispanic people, Native American people, also. You know what I'm saying? We were hung on trees also. Left there all night.
And gallows.
And what?
Gallows.
So we're going to have pirates construct these things out of wood. And then hang us all on the road.
Oh, that's like yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right. Yeah, man, like everything. Everybody's got a biblical nationality. All the curses that are going on that are in Deuteronomy 28 are for a sign and a wonder, right? It's a mark that shows who the children of Israel are. Right? So when you got nations coming like that took us over, right? Let me get slide. Jeremiah 17. pertaining to a specific people. And it's not just, hey, you got something to say, you can walk over here and say, you red bastard, man, that dude was red as hell. Anyways, right, all these curses pertain to a specific people, right? And our people don't know who we are. We don't know, you know, where we come from. You know what I'm saying? We're speaking another man's language. We're acting and doing in the ways of a heathen person. We're literally in captivity, keeping and doing pagan laws, pagan work. We're not worshiping but our people are. Our people are worshiping pagan gods. They're keeping and doing pagan customs, right? Despite what you think Christmas, Easter, just all holidays, folly days in general are pagan. They're not of the Most High. Christmas has nothing to do with Christmas. Easter has nothing to do with the rising of Christ, right? And this is just something that happened to our people. Let me get that.
Jeremiah chapter 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
Right.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
Serve our enemies, right? Go ahead.
In the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, so we literally pissed the Most High off by not keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. So therefore, He punished us, put us into captivity. It's not the first captivity. Many captivities prior to this, right? But this is the last one, right? We were in different captivities. And it's a punishment, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High, like in the curses would say, you know, a nation from far will come to us. It's literally telling us what would happen to us. It's telling us what would happen to the people of the Israelites, who are the Israelites according to the Bible. The Jewish man, the man that lives in Israel right now, is not the biblical Israelite. You ask him what tribe he comes from, he won't even know. He doesn't even call himself an Israelite. They call themselves Jewish. You know what I'm saying? And when they talk about Jew, that's just an abbreviation of the tribe.
Okay. Well, that's like you asking me if you should eat peanuts. I don't know if you're allergic or not. I can't tell you that.
You're asking me the question.
Right. I'm asking you. What's your ethnicity?
I'm telling you I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You believe in the Bible?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I believe Jesus Christ is Lord.
Do you know His ethnicity?
I don't care.
You don't. I'm asking if you know, not if you care.
I don't even think about his
Don't
ethnicity.
think about it.
No, sir.
So, is it mentioned in the Bible?
You tell me.
Is there anything else in the Bible that doesn't matter to you?
Ethnicity is definitely not something that matters to me.
I'm asking you, is there anything else in the Bible that doesn't matter to you? It describes who Christ is.
All right.
It describes his lineage. I mean, the whole beginning of Matthew is dedicated to who he comes from.
Well, tell me more. I would love to hear more.
Okay.
Tell me more. Enlighten me.
Jesus Christ is a man of the tribe of Judah.
Yes.
A dark-skinned man with woolly hair in the tribe of Judah came and died for his people, which would have been the 12 tribes of Israel. We were asking you who you were because we didn't know if you were a member of the 12 tribes of Israel.
I'm just I love Jesus and all things Jesus.
How do you show your love to Jesus? You said you love Jesus. You can't turn that back on me.
That's
You
why
said
I'm
so. I'm
here.
asking you.
That's
What
why
you
I'm
do?
here.
How do you show your love to Jesus?
By showing love to others.
By showing love to others?
Yes.
Do you know what love is according to
Tell me.
First John?
No, it's like if you obviously have the answer, right? If you know.
I know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But you brought it up. You said you love him, so you must have it too.
That's why I'm here. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys are talking about Jesus. I'm very, very interested. And so if you have something that I don't know, I'd love to hear more about it.
Right.
That's all it is. I have no hostility here at all.
I didn't take your answers as hostile. It just
Okay,
seems like
good.
you're like purposely not answering.
I got it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Whatever.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So we love him by keeping the commandments that his father gave us. You agree or disagree?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah.
Totally agree. So you keep the commandments that God gave?
To the best of my ability, my human ability, and I repent when I fail, and I intend
Where does your human ability stop you? Like at what point are you unable?
to. We're all sinners.
I'm asking you, at what point are you unable? You have no idea if everybody up here is sinned or not. You would have no clue. That was a presumptuous statement. You might have been right, you might have been wrong. I'm asking about you.
I know in the Bible that it talks about the man, talks how righteous he is and how he's not a sinner.
Nobody said whether or not they've never sinned. I said your statement was
Okay, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about something completely separate.
okay.
And the man claims himself to be a sinner and repents and asks for the Lord's forgiveness. That is much more shined upon.
Well, if a man is hiding his sins, that's worse than a man that's trying to correct his sins.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
So I definitely don't think it's a good thing. Claiming one to be like so righteous and others.
Is it possible for somebody to not sin?
For Jesus, yeah.
Only for Jesus.
Yes.
Where do you get that from? That only Jesus could have never sinned.
From the Bible and his mother.
From the Bible and
Yeah.
his mother. What did his mother say?
His mother had to be without sin to conceive him.
So okay, so it's not just Jesus.
Yeah.
It's Jesus and Mary.
Yes, she was without sin.
What okay, so it's possible to be without sin.
Yes, for them to.
Why them two? What was different about Mary that made it so she could just not
Because
sin?
she had to bring God into the world.
Bring God,
So she had to be an immaculate and sinless vessel.
immaculate and sinless vessel. What about Joseph?
Joseph was the foster father.
Foster father. Where'd you get that from?
From my belief, I'm Catholic.
A Catholic.
Yeah.
So Catholics don't get anything from the Bible. You get it from the Pope.
All right.
You realize that, right?
That's fine.
The
That's fine.
Catholic doctrine has changed with the popes.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people feel this way.
It's not a feeling. Go ahead.
The book of Romans chapter 1 verse 3, concerning the Son Jesus Christ our Lord, which was made of the seed of David.
Made of the seed of who?
The seed of David.
Oh, okay.
According to the flesh.
According to the flesh. Do you know what seed is?
Oh yeah, seed is a lot of things.
No. Seed is one thing. How can one be the seed of David? What is a man's seed?
Yes, it's his lineage.
It's his sperm.
Yes, of course.
Sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
he
why I
was
said many names for the same
so
thing.
he was born of sperm. Joseph wasn't his foster parent. That was his dad.
All right, well, that is something that I'm totally willing to accept from you and
Okay.
think of as maybe possible. I could, that seems, to what we believe as human beings and science and everything, it seems much more plausible. So I'm definitely not going to say you're 100% wrong.
Science just means knowledge, and we get our knowledge from the scriptures.
So
The
where's
scriptures
like,
tell us that.
so like, I'm just interested, like, so like, what does this exactly mean though? Like, does this mean that, what does this mean about the races that are not on here?
About the races that are not on here, they're not of the nation of Israel.
So that means what?
This first of all pertains to the Western Hemisphere. We're not covering the entire globe or whatever you believe the Earth. You might believe the Earth is a table or a pyramid. I don't care. We're not encompassing the entire inhabited Earth with the sun. We're talking about the Western Hemisphere.
All right, that's fine.
On the Western Hemisphere, if you're not on this sign, you're not of the nation of Israel.
Okay, so what does that mean?
It means you're not God's chosen.
That's right.
So what does that mean for those people?
It means live your life and do whatever you want to do. And then when we get up, you'll be under us. As a matter of fact, give me Revelation 13 and 9.
Well, thank you so much for all this. I had no clue until y'all told me any of this. Like, I'm really...
Book of Revelation
Learn
chapter
something new every day.
13
Hold on.
You run out of time too.
Hold on, because
totally, yeah.
because you never did answer what you put on your job application. You put white, black, Pacific Islander, Hispanic.
Okay.
I'll tell you,
my friend. I don't care. I don't need to know.
Why? This is a common thing.
I don't
why is this always such a hard question?
It's not, bro.
For a particular race of people to answer.
It's not. That's
your non-answer is giving me the answer anyway.
Right.
So
That's right.
So at the end of the day, it's not like you're going to give me the answer and we're just going to start stoning you.
So do you think
you can walk away, without a scratch, no matter what your nationality is.
Anybody that's like Italian, anything, is that all just one race?
Is Italian one race?
English. I'm talking about anybody from Lithuanian.
Are you asking me about white people right now?
Yeah. Is that all one race? Is that what you think?
Are you talking about Caucasians right now?
I'm curious. I don't know, bro. I don't even
trying to
think about
understand.
race.
I'm not trying to
I don't
understand
even
your
think
question.
about ethnicity.
I can't answer your question if I don't understand it. Are you asking me about Caucasians? Are you asking me if Caucasians are one race?
Sure. If that's what you interpret.
Caucasians are one race.
So that's everybody from no matter where they're from. So it's like the same thing. Like, so everybody who's not Caucasian is another race, or is it one race, or is it a separate race?
What do you believe a race is?
I don't know. I'm not educated. I'm not very smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't argue with you.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
Do you believe that Chinese people are white people?
I don't even think about it.
You don't think about it?
I don't.
Do you have any pets?
Bro.
That's not a difficult question. Do you have pets or not?
Why do you care?
I have pets. Do you have pets?
I don't even want to answer that. I just want you to answer what I'm asking.
Why would you come up here if you don't want to dialogue?
I was saying, like you're acting like we can't just have a conversation.
Bro. Like, it just seems like.
Do you hate us or something? Is that why you don't want to talk to us?
I freaking love you guys.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the love. I feel like every time I ask a question, it's getting shut down, and it's a lot of weirdness going on.
Then I'll leave you alone.
All right.
I apologize.
You don't have to.
We're feel that way.
I
was curious about this.
All right. I'll give you a general answer.
I love you guys.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. Everybody else was subjugated by them, murdered by them, raped by them, robbed by them, enslaved by them.
I'm definitely not going to disagree with your perception. I feel that all people who are downtrodden or who take the position of Christ become like that. Like,
you know why we can take the position of Christ? Because he's our brother. That's right.
Well, yeah.
That's how we know about it. Because he's our family.
So anybody who is not those ethnicities, those races, could not do that?
Of course not. How could they?
Okay, well.
How could they? Are you going to tell me about my brother?
I'm not going to tell you about nothing.
Are you going to tell me about my father?
No,
do you have any connection to our people at all?
It doesn't feel like love to me.
Outside of being
that doesn't feel like
we never claimed to love you. We don't even know who you are.
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we do, but you don't reveal who you are.
Let me read one verse.
And I'm sorry. No, I'm
Matthew,
sorry for
chapter
upsetting
15,
y'all.
verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So
That's right.
So Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, was only sent to the Israelites. No one else. No one else. Get what you got. Oh, was that one there? Hey, look. Get Revelation 13:9 before he crossed the street, man.
Book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
So if any man have an ear, let him hear. Read.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity
shall go into captivity.
shall go into captivity.
He that killeth with a sword.
He that killeth with the sword
must be killed with the sword.
must be killed with the sword. Read on.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So if you consider yourself a saint, one who follows the Most High God, one who submits to his Son as our King, and you are a saint, then you are patiently waiting for all the enemies of our people and all the enemies of the Most High God to be slain by the sword and enslaved.
That's
because that's what they did to us.
Come on, Iran.
And that's why he didn't want to answer that goddamn question, because even if he don't know the scriptures, he knows in his heart of hearts that that's who his people is. That's what his people did. And he doesn't want to have to face that. That's why he was over here looking at these signs like a damn goofball and not saying nothing about it. Read.
Book of Obadiah, chapter Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
So the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. Yahushua is coming back, and he's coming back soon. Read.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
That's that righteous get back, man. That righteous recompense.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, give me that recompense.
Second Thessalonians.
Oh, I got you. Book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 6. I got it. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
It is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans have been downtrodden for the last half a damn millennia, and nobody's paid for it. Nobody's ever made a payment on it, all right? Every white man, woman, and child, Asian man, woman, and child, Hamitic man, woman, and child, Arabic man, woman, and child, everybody that had a hand in the destruction of the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans got to get their get back, man. They have to get paid back for that. There's no escaping the Most High's judgment. The day of the Lord is near upon these damn heathens, man.
That's right.
Not the same one? Get that again.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
So it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble us. And they'll stand in front of our face and say, I agree, all this bad stuff happened to you. It's horrible, downtrodden. But are you going to agree that you have to go through the exact same thing now?
Right.
That you have to take double your cup, as a matter of fact?
Drink up.
Not even the same damn thing.
That's
Twice. Twice what you gave us.
That's
You got to get it right back. And not just you. Your mom got to get it. Your daughter got to get it. Your son got to get it. Your father got to get it. Every last one of you damn bastards got to get it. And it don't matter if you don't want to own up to who you are, because the Lord knows who you are anyway. You can lie to us. You can't lie to him. Read.
That's right.
This book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked.
God is not mocked, man. Don't deceive yourself. You think you can mock God by trampling on his chosen people and getting away with it? You won't get away from it in the land that the Most High created. Like, he can't find your simple acts. Go ahead.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
Whatsoever a man soweth,
That shall he also
that is an analogy to gardening, man, planting, farming. Whatever seeds you plant, read,
that shall he also reap.
that shall he also reap. And this is applied to nations, man. It's applied to nations, because we always get these wannabe soft ass liberal whites talking about, oh, it's not me, it's not me. Right. Yes, the hell it is. And even if it wasn't, you're gonna get it anyway.
Them than the ones that's out and open.
Exactly. They worse than the ones they want us to look at. Let me tell you something right now. A white man smiling in my face is more of a red flag than a white man with a red flag with a swastika on it.
That's
I
right.
promise you.
That's right.
I promise you. I'd much rather you wear it on your sleeve and just be honest about it. Much rather that. There was a movie a white man made called Inglourious Bastards, and every time Lieutenant Aldo Rain caught a Nazi, he asked him, what you gonna do with that uniform? He said, I'm gonna take it off right away, I'm gonna burn it. So I don't want you to burn it, man. Because then how are we gonna know who you are? So we got to take care of this right now. Because every one of them, when they're pressed, they're gonna fold up, because they're not upright men. They don't have warrior spirits. If you look at the history of the so-called white man, he couldn't do nothing to the blacks, Hispanics, or Native Americans without trickery and deceit. When it was time for the head up fade, our brothers were whooping the white man's ass, man. But then they had to come in with the blankets with the smallpox in it. Then they had to come in and say, oh, we want to worship your God. Take us to your temple, just so they can figure out where the gold is at. They couldn't hang at all. At all. They need every advantage in order to win. They can't never be no underdog, man. Never. You never heard no story of no white people that's anywhere near what happened in Haiti in 1804. Never. You'll never hear about it because those are not warriors. Those are troglodyte cave dwellers that have sex with their pets. That's why he didn't want to answer the question about his pet. He didn't want to reveal his lover to us. You know what I'm saying? They have sex with their pets and their children and run around like things is normal, man. That's why you got rainbow flags all up and down every street, and they act like it's just, oh, well, if consenting adults my ass. Most of these faggots was made because they was molested when they was kids. And that's a tragedy, regardless of whatever race they are. Nobody should be molesting kids. But when they grow up to do the same damn thing, they're not the victim no more. They're the problem. And you got to exterminate the goddamn problem.
That's right.
And the biggest problem in this earth, to this day, is the so-called white man, woman, and child.
That's right.
Anybody disagree with that? Because I know my God agrees with it. That's why there's one nation. That's why there's one nation written about in the Bible that's promised utter destruction. He didn't promise this to the Moabites. He didn't promise this to the Ammonites. He didn't promise this to the Ishmaelites. He said all of Esau gotta go.
Right.
Every last one of them. Give me that.
Book of Obadiah, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
So the reunited kingdom of Israel, a fire and a flame. Read.
God. And the house of Esau for stubble.
And the house of Esau for stubble. If we're the fire and the flame and the white man's the stubble, what happens to the stubble?
Gotta burn.
It's gotta burn, man. Read.
And they shall kindle in them.
Go kindle in them. Read.
And devour them.
And devour them. Read.
And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
There shall not be any remaining of these people. There won't be not one left. Read.
For Yahweh hath spoken it.
For the Lord hath spoken it, man. Yahweh's words came forth, and they do not come back void.
God.
Any prophecy that he gives must come to pass. If you believe in the Bible, that means you believe in the extermination of all white people, and it's a righteous and holy thing. Righteous and holy thing. For everything they've done to God's chosen people, the black man. And I'll do you one better. Because there's a whole laundry list of other heathen nations that God also don't give a damn about, that the white man's also oppressed. Everybody on earth has been subjugated by this one heathen. Everybody. And for some reason, anytime we talk to anybody that's not one of them, their first question is, well, what about white people? What about white people? I don't care if it's an Asian standing in front of me. What about white people? He's not even going to ask about his own damn people before he asks about white people.
That's how you know they're the border of wickedness.
That's right. That's how you know they're the border of wickedness, meaning the extremities of wickedness. The furthest you can go as a wicked thing is them. They are the border of wickedness. And the Lord has indignation against them forever. And God damn it, so do we.
That's right.
So what? Oh, you got a So with that, I want to say, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
SICARRI.